Alright, it's time to unbox and assemble my new toolbox. Alright, in case you didn't know, these strips are just kind of glued together, so if you don't have a cutter, you can just take them apart. Just undo them. Easy peasy. No tools required. Alright, let's see what we have. Alright, packing. Alright, let's get everything out and I'll just highlight if I run into something as I'm unpacking. Alright, I did have to destroy this handle to get the bars out, but anyway, the point of this is, let me show you trick number 2. Oh, I didn't have to destroy it. It just comes apart easily. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a box and I'll flip it over upside down to take the bottom off, but it looks like I didn't have to do that. Oh look, it comes right off. Silly me. Alright, well when you buy one, now you know how to unbox it. So it turns out unboxing is kind of important, and the reason is this, what I call Chinese styrofoam. It will go everywhere, and you'll be picking it up for months. So I do not like to destroy this styrofoam if I don't have to. This is nice packing material I could probably reuse for something. Let's protect the lid. Alright, very nice. Okay, well they gave me 4 keys and they're all identical. They have the same number on them, 0895. And the lock has 0895 on it. And it appears there's only one lock. So, move on from here. Okay, we're unboxed, and what I don't like about pretty much all toolboxes is, the locking. Also, the instructions have me putting these on later. I'm going to put them on first. Everything you need is the drawers have locking tabs on them. That's very nice. But everything you need is in the bottom 2 drawers. And we'll see what all we have. Not a very good switchblade. Alright, casters and nuts and bolts. Alright, ooh, they're pretty big. Wow, it's a lot bigger than what I was expecting. My goodness. That is heavy duty compared to the Craftsman over there. Maybe I misspoke a little bit. They're very compatible to my Craftsman over there, as a matter of fact. But I do like them. They are extremely smooth and heavy duty. Definitely. So the 2 bags have a variety of hardware. We have carriage bolts with nylon lock nuts and washers, and what appear to be the same size, only a little bit shorter carriage bolts with this type of locking nut, the locking flanged screw, or nut, I'm sorry, and then a handle. Very light handle. So one is a M8 by 20 and one is a M8 by 16, but I didn't read the instructions to learn that. As a guy, you're not allowed to read the instructions, so remember that. So the M8 by 20 with the nylon locking nuts and washers are to assemble the casters to the base. Let's do that. Oh wow, there's a grease fitting right there. And these are not square, and I already test fit it so it only goes on one way. Let me zoom in here so you can see it. See, they only fit on one way, they won't fit on this way. The holes, you can't get all four to line up, and it's sloppy. And then there it's tight, the top and the bottom. The lock is just a touch on the top kind of thing. Works great. So I see we have, I'm just super zoomed in, so we have ball bearings here. And of course dust and dirt and spiders and crap all get up in there, so thus the Zerk fitting, I guess. Alright, well I have this flipped upside down, but what I decided to do is move the bottom sheet out of the way instead of poking holes through it, and then I'll just cover up the top of the carriage bolts after I install it. So that's how I'm going to handle that, and then I'll just put the cover right over top of the carriage bolts. They don't sit too high. Alright, for the 4 main posts, there is a hole in it. That hole is not in the center, so there is a top and bottom, so pay attention to that little detail. So there is enough room for me to get my socket on there with the ratchet and zip it on down, both sides. Not a problem. Oh yeah, very important. Don't forget to put one of these on upside down so that you have to take it all apart when you're done to fix it. Yeah, just a little helpful hint there. So the second way you can avoid putting the posts on upside down is these are located further down from the top than these coming up from the bottom. So see how those are closer to the bottom and those are further away from the top. So that's a clue. Alright, note how the short bar is over top of the long bar in the back. So the box is kind of hiding it. Here's another view. You may have to loosen and tighten bolts as you know, to move the posts in or out a little bit. So go back and check all your bolts in case you had to loosen some up to get everything to fit in. Alright, I'm a guy, I'm not allowed to read the instructions, so let me put the tool chest on the cart. Alright, step 1 is complete. I put the top of the box back onto the top of the tool chest and flipped it upside down. Oh crap, I gotta go to plan B because I need the lid open to put the bolts in. Duh. Alright, let me work on that. Alright, here's my plan B. I tucked a piece of the Chinese foam underneath there just to level it up a little bit. Alright, more better. I see daylight in the hole, so it looks like I can put some bolts through it. Let's start bolting it down. Ta-da! Just a few screws in the back to put in, and I also have to tighten down the screws. I just put them in finger tight because everything has to jiggle and wiggle around to line up. The tolerances are a bit sloppy, so you can see if I zoom in over here. Can you see that? They need to be tightened up. Alright, they were carriage bolts, but I did have to use a wrench on a couple of the nuts. They were just, I couldn't get a socket in there, so wrench it in I did. Alright, now for some finishing touches. So I will put the brackets in. That means I need to take the nuts off of here. Also, the lower carriage bolt will hold the handle. So I need to put all those in. also the tray on the side. I'll need to do the same thing down at the bottom. Take the carriage bolt out and put the tray on, so let me do that. Well, they show the nuts on the struts with a different number and they're just calling it a M8 nut, but it's the same as the ones I use to put on the posts. So instead of having 5 left over, it looks like I'm going to have 1 left over. Well, if you ever worked on sway bar linkage on a car, you may notice there's a nut on the back side. Usually the boot covers it up. So you put a wrench there and then you can tighten or loosen the nut on the other side without spinning it. So a lot of people don't know that, and they'll say, hey, put an impact wrench on it or something, or put vice grips or anything like that. But usually, sometimes it's just 2 flats. It's not a nut, it's just 2 flats, and you stick your wrench in there, and then you can loosen or tighten the nut on the other side. Alright, typically I take these lock bars off. I hate them. They're riveted on. There's 4 rivets. 2 hold this cover plate on, and I guess the other 2 hold the spring. Those are spring loaded. I won't show taking those off. It's a matter of drilling out the rivets, taking off the cover, seeing how the spring's attached, and then pulling the bars out. I might be able to wiggle it out the bottom, but because of the spring on top, I can't yank it out. So they're staying in there for this video, but suffice it to say, they are coming out. As far as the struts go, by coincidence, that's what the picture in the book looks like. However, I am thinking that I'm going to put them on the other side and let them fit in this trough right here, because there are lightning holes, meaning it makes it less heavy. Lightning holes, or oh, maybe you can put screwdrivers and stuff in there. Oh, maybe that's what that's for. I bet you that is exactly what that's for. Okay, never mind. I'll leave them like that. I don't think they'll interfere too much. I shouldn't have any tall items near this wall, so when the door is closed that it'll be in the way. The lid will be up 90% of the time anyway. Yeah, how about that? Screwdrivers and ratchets. Maybe. We'll see. Also, if you need to take the doors out, if you just look on one side, and whatever side goes up, the other side goes down. So that's how you take them out. One up, one down. Figure it out. Alright, and there's the locks. I'll leave them on the bag in case I ever put it back in for some silly reason. I mean, it's spot welded on there. It's easier to take out and put in rivets if I really want it in there. Alright, if they're real rough, you took the drawer out, you put it back in, and real rough, it doesn't want to slide back in nice and smooth, odds are you missed it on one side, so I had to just push it in a little bit to line it up after I said it was real easy. Alright, if you don't like that U.S. General right there in front, you know, it looks like it's fairly easy to take off. It's pretty thick decal. I have Kawasaki. I have some other decals I haven't put on my other, boxes. I got a Yeti, I got a Bean, Save Our Streams, got a Terrell Grass Rats, another Bean, got a YouTube, yay! I love my Honda, got some other stuff too. More Terrell stuff, mower shield, Knucklehead's operating power equipment, that's Terrell. That's inside window. Bean, it ain't the space shuttle, it's a lawnmower. I remember that controversy. And what do I have here? Oh, more stuff. Oh, I got plenty of stickers. Oh yeah. I had some specially made, well, this is an official Honda, but I had some specially made stickers for my Honda, and those aren't stamps, they're Mace, Indiana, USA. I don't know what that is. But I got plenty of stickers to put on there. Now I'm sure I could take things out of the box and put it in the drawer, but for right now, I mean, that's the braid nailer. You know, I rarely use it, so might as well leave it in the box. There's my tire inflator, my little saw, which I use tremendously. I'm really surprised how much I use that. Then my pruning saw. It's like a 6-inch chainsaw for all practical purposes. It is great for pruning, at least for what I need to do around the house. It's perfect for me. And you better believe I'll be filling this thing up. Let's see, got to get used to the right and left here. Some bigger items, you know, light over here. It's too tall to put anywhere else. Let's see. So the long drawers are on the right. Some Milwaukee tools. The short drawers are on the left. Those weren't Milwaukee. Some sockets, they're not Milwaukee. I mean, even though the screwdriver bits are. Some guns. Screwdriver, small impact, and my large impact. This is not Milwaukee. My battery setup over here on the left. Got some blades and screwdrivers over there on the right. Noticed how I left that strut on the inside and I put that strut on the outside for the battery to allow the battery charger to fit quite nicely in that corner. I can't have anything, that's another good thing too, I guess. I can't have anything charging with the lid closed, so actually that's a good little safety thing. Coincidence more than planning. And I have my cords running down through here and I can plug them in for my chargers, so that's excellent. I just ran them through that large hole in the back, if you can see that. Let me get a light on it. Oops. The plug really wouldn't go through, you know, square peg, round hole kind of thing. But I got it started 90% of the way and then just took a screwdriver and just pushed on the end of it and popped it through. Let's see. Let me back out of here. You can see my screwdriver mark. So I just kind of started it in there and it got caught right here and I pushed it the rest of the way through. Now I have my chargers in there. You know, homeowner, not commercial, so, you know, those are plenty of chargers. I buy tool only anymore. I have so many batteries and those two chargers are enough to keep me going for whatever I have to do on the car or around the house. So, that, as they say, is that. So, with my floodlight putting a big white dot on the hood there, I have my Harbor Freight push cart Milwaukee tool holder. So I'm sure I'll use that quite a bit. Probably be for automotive mostly. So it'll get packed full of things for the car that I need. I like to do brakes and oil changes is pretty much all I do anymore. Anything else, it's either under warranty or I'll take it to the shop, especially, you know, tires and stuff. I used to buy tires and get them mounted and save money that way, but not anymore. So competitive. So that is my tool case all assembled, and I think I've rambled on long enough. Thank you very much for watching.